Hey guys, what's up? It's Dragoon here. So it's been actually a really long time since I was on camera. I've been behind the camera a couple times in these past couple videos, but today is the big day of the move. I'm moving many states away from where I currently live, and I'm in the middle of the drive now. It's a long drive. I just got lunch just a few minutes ago, so that's cool. I packed as much as I could into my car, and it's seriously full. Like, if I put any more in here, I would not be able to see at all. But I figured this would be kind of maybe a fun little travel vlog type of video to do. I'm not going to be recording a whole lot while I'm driving, especially once I get further down and it gets dark and stuff like that. But maybe when we get there, we get unpacked and all that good stuff, we'll be getting this video put together. I'll edit it and put it all into one cool little shot if I can. This will be the first type of video I've done like this, I think, so it should be fun. Quick updates that I can talk about real quick now. So Matt and I did get to hang out for one day before the move happened here, and we did watch all of Code Geass Akito the Exiled back to back, the whole thing at once. But unfortunately, by the time we finished it, it was so late that he had to go home because it was just, he had to go to work the next day, and we just could not record the video at that time. So what we're going to do is Skype, and we'll just record the video like that. So I'm gonna try just to put his video and mine together in one frame, essentially. So we'll just be able to see us both as if we were sitting together, but we definitely won't be. So hopefully that'll work out pretty cool, but I don't know, we'll find out, I guess. So I'm gonna get back to driving. If something cool happens, or if I think of anything worth mentioning, we'll see you guys again soon. Alright, so it's been a couple hours now. I stopped and got gas, got myself a cherry Mountain Dew. They have those like flavor shots you can put into your drink, so grab myself some more caffeine. Probably gonna have way too much throughout the day, but maybe depending on where I stop for dinner, you know, I'll just get water or possibly some type of non-caffeinated beverage. I don't know what they'd have. You don't have a whole lot of options when you have to spend the whole day on the road unless you pack some food. But hey, that's just the way it goes, I suppose. One day of drinking a lot of caffeine won't kill me, right? Hopefully. So I wanted to take a brief moment to talk a little bit about video games, because I don't really have any specific plans for videos I want to make about games in the near future, because I already told you guys videos I have planned to come up soon are the Akito video, the Boruto video, and the Boku no Hero Academia video. So I've got a few anime ones in the pipeline, but let's talk briefly about a game that's coming out in 2 weeks that I'm looking forward to, which is Metroid Samus Returns on the 3DS. So the very first Metroid game I ever played was Super Metroid on the Super Nintendo, but that was so long ago. I played that when I was young, when the game was new, and I'm pretty sure my brother and I beat it back in the day. Man, it's so hard for me to remember, because we used to just play and take turns playing that game and other Super Nintendo games, but I remember distinctively playing that one. I really think we did, but I can't exactly remember. But because it's been so long, and I've played probably played at least half of Metroid Fusion. I have it on my 3DS, but I never got around to finishing it when I started it. And I've beaten Metroid Prime 1. I've played some of Prime 2, but I didn't get to finish that either. And most recently, I played and finished in only a couple days, because it's really short, Metroid Zero Mission. I have the original NES Metroid on my 3DS as well, but there's no way I'm playing that. I tried to play it some time ago, back probably when I first downloaded it, and it's just bad. I don't think that's a game worth playing at all at this point. Like, don't even bother with it. Unless you are really into the nostalgia of the original NES games, and if you're into like kind of unfair challenge due to the restrictions at the time, yeah, I wouldn't play that game. But Metroid Zero Mission, on the other hand, is a remake of that game that was originally released on the Game Boy Advance. They put it also on the Wii U eShop a few years back, and it's a shorter game because you actually have a map, so you don't have to get lost. You don't have to constantly be wondering where you're going to go, and the game is still really open-ended, but because you have ideas as to what you're supposed to do, it's sort of a little bit more linear, so you actually can play it instead of having to solve it the whole game like a puzzle. And it's got a lot of design choices similar to Super Metroid. It uses, I think, a similar engine. I know it's the same engine from Fusion, but Fusion, Zero Mission, and Super Metroid all look pretty similar because the Game Boy Advance is similar in terms of hardware to the Super Nintendo. So I played that. I had a lot of fun with it. I think the game is good. I thought once you fight Mother Brain, everything after that is kind of like, even that fight is kind of unfair, and everything after that, the game from there on, that was kind of the climax, the last of the rising action and the falling action. It's like, it's still fun, but it's way more frustrating than it needed to be. I had to spend so much time fighting Mother Brain, getting through the Zero Suit portion, and then fighting the final boss and escaping the planet. I died so many times having to restart, and it was just really frustrating and annoying by the time I was done with it. Like there's a type of difficulty in video games in which when you win, even though it's challenging, it still feels very rewarding. But when I finally got through that last portion of Zero Mission, it didn't feel rewarding. It was just like, oh, I'm so glad I'm finally done with this. So I wanted to play that because Metroid Samus Returns is a remake of Metroid 2 that was released on the original Game Boy, and so I wanted to play the game that came before it, so I was ready from a story standpoint. But Metroid Zero Mission isn't that story-centric as far as I'm concerned, personally. There's a bit of story in there, and maybe I just missed out on some of it, but like, you know, there's not a lot of dialogue or anything like that, and I get people don't like dialogue in Metroid, see Metroid Other M, but yeah, the story is pretty light, so I don't necessarily think you absolutely have to play it before you play the one on the 3DS, but it'd probably help. So I'm glad I played it. I'm glad I got to experience the groundwork for the Metroid series, which is why Zero Mission was created in the first place. It was created for people who maybe started with Metroid Fusion and thought, well, what is a Metroid game? What does that mean? And that's why they remade the one on the NES for the Game Boy Advance to show newer players what the core of Metroid really is. I think that's really cool. So I'm glad I was able to experience that. I'm looking forward to seeing a more modern take on the franchise. Even though this is a remake, I think it's 100% possible that they can make this game more modern, make it feel like a game from the 2010s and not a game from the 90s or whenever the Metroid 2 originally came out. I don't remember that well. But so hopefully they do a good job with it, and hopefully it's really fun. Hopefully everything's really fluid and everything like that. So I'm definitely looking forward to trying it out, and maybe I'll make a video on it in a few weeks. It depends. We'll see how crunched for time is with my schedule and all that. So we'll see. We're gonna get back to driving though, and we'll talk to you later. Alright guys, so I managed to make it out to my place. The last portion of that drive was incredibly crazy. I could not record at all, even if I wanted to. It was just too much going on, too much traffic, too much stuff. So there was absolutely no way that I was going to be trying to take my eyes off the road at all. Really tiring the other day, had to get a lot of things unpacked. There are still more things that I have yet to unpack, but we're here, and I hope you guys have enjoyed this type of vlog travel video. It was pretty fun to do, and I'm really hoping that this upcoming week and upcoming semester is not going to be too difficult or too stressful. So with that, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you guys next time.